This video is brought to you in association with Thrustmaster. Click on the link below and check out more of the Thrustmaster range. Hello viewers, well today we saw the first of our Forza Motorsport 6 content, and now we have an interview with Dan Greenawalt, who's going to take us through the title, give us a lot more juicy info. It is pretty loud in the venue, so we appreciate that he has had to shout pretty loud to get us through and get all this information for us, but we really appreciate that. Let's see what he had to say.
I'm Dan Greenawalt. I'm the creative director at Turn 10. We make Forza Motorsport and Forza franchise. Great E3 for us. We announced Forza Motorsport 6. That came with the descent of the Ford GT onto the briefing stage. It was a really cool moment to be there with Henry Ford III showing that amazing car. But you know, Forza Motorsport 6 is the biggest game we've ever made. 450 Forza Vista cars. You can customize them, damage them. You got cockpit, opening doors, 26 environments, including 10 new ones. 24-car multiplayer, new leagues. The game's huge. It's still running at 1080p, 60 frames per second. I think the feature people have been talking about the most, though, is night and rain. And it's the vision for night and rain that we had that we're really excited about. So right now we're actually at the showcase event for judges and friends of Xbox, getting to play the games before the show floor opens. But as you can hear, it's a little bit of a party. Everything's got a green glow. We got some loud music going on. So if it sounds like I'm shouting, I apologize. You know, we're always working on Forza, and in many ways you could say we're always working on several at a time. So even when we shipped Forza Motorsport 5, we were already starting work on 6, and of course Horizon was well into production. So we're always kind of working this way, including a concept team. So the concept of 6 had already been started before 5 shipped. In 6, we were really excited to bring a vision for night and a vision for wet, rain, that hadn't been seen in video games before. Now part of that was the simulation, the technology, the stuff I love. But another side was the emotion, the feeling as a driver. So the night. Night is claustrophobic. You're driving just at the limits of your headlight, peering out into the red dots of the cars in front of you. We didn't want night to look like a dark day. We wanted night to look black and really feel like you're chasing cars around. Same with rain. We had a vision for that. We did the research. We looked at how much friction, all the different surfaces. There's 148 surfaces on a wet track. But we put in hydroplaning and wet puddles, research where the puddles are, to give players that tension. There's 24 cars all around you, and you see the puddle coming up. You can't go right, you can't go left. Do you brake, or do you go straight through it and let your tires hydroplane? That's really not been captured in games before. We want to get that just right. You know, a big part of Forza Motorsport is capturing the thrill and the excitement of racing, but part of that's the danger. You know, really getting players to feel that racing is, on a hot day, it's hot and it's sweaty and it's dirty, kind of like this place. And on a cold day, you're always worried about getting heat into your tires, that you're always thinking. And we want to get that strategy into Forza Motorsport. So luckily, Forza is built in 2 places. One is Seattle, Washington. The other is Leamington Spa in the UK. We know rain. We know rain really well. But also we like to go to the track. So, you know, our local track, it rains, we get puddles. We knew what that should feel like. And Horizon, with playground games, they did some great features. So we were able to integrate what they did, have a new take on rain that's more motorsport, more thrilling, more simulation, but also push the boundaries at 1080p and a solid 60 frames per second. We take that very seriously on the motorsport side because it's about precision and simulation. So the way we captured rain was based on what we found at the track. We went to Brands Hatch and we captured it in a downpour. Big puddles, big raindrops. It was an incredible rainstorm, and we wanted to capture that feeling. So this isn't about changing into that side. This is about mastering the feeling of the track in those conditions. It's been so cool watching players play wet here at E3 because they're kind of like, oh yeah, I get wet, and then they hit the first puddle and the car just spins like a top, and you can see them like, oh, this is like the real world. I'm like, yeah, it's Forza, man, it's Forza. So this is a fully simulated puddle. I know it sounds funny, simulated puddles, but it's kind of who we are. So if you hit it really fast and you've got wide tires, it's going to hydroplane more. But if you have more tread or thinner tires or you slow down, you're going to sink into the water. I mean, it's a fully simulated aquaplaning system. So currently we have rain on tracks that are famous for rain, and we have night on tracks that are famous for night. But we're not really getting into the both night and rain. The difficulty of that situation for the driver is incredibly high. Rain even right now is very difficult. Night is actually quite difficult. The two together is a real test. So here at E3 we've got 4 races you can do. You can do Rio de Janeiro, which is our new track, looks amazing, in the Ford GT. And that's wet, or that's dry, and it's beautiful. We have Brands Hatch in a downpour. We have Sebring at night. And then there's another race on Rio in a 250 GTO, like an old classic Ferrari. And there you can feel the body flex and roll in the tires. It's a great, great race. You know, everyone knows, it's no secret, I love simulation. I talk about tires all the time. It's the same thing here, 450 cars. The thing that's so hard about 450 is the diversity. We have so many tires, pre-war, Grand Prix. I mean, having all those bias fly and different heat tolerances, that's a lot of study and a lot of work. And honestly, I think that we now know more about tires through history than anybody else. We had to do custom tests with Calspan to get it right. You know, the Elite controller is great. It just works automatically with all of your games. So I've been playing with it already for a few months back home on my retail Xbox. You can remap the controls, and so you can customize it how you like. It's also just high quality, so if you're really trying to feather your way into a corner, you can feel things better. But what I found is I'm using it for clutch and for shifting. So I have the clutch on my kind of like middle finger, and then I shift with my ring fingers, and that just works really well for me. Forza Motorsport 6 is exclusively on the Xbox One. It ships on September 15th in North America and then goes worldwide.
So some interesting information throughout on that interview on the scale of Forza Motorsport 6. It certainly sounds like the next big Forza we've been waiting for. I think we always knew Forza 5 was done within a very tight time frame for the launch of the Xbox One, and now we'll see a bit more about what the console has to offer, as well as the entire package growing back to where it was in Forza 4. But that's it from me for now. We'll have more analysis of the game to come, and there'll be more from me very soon.